What's up, Star Wars fans and action figure collectors? Darth Collector here, coming to you with another action figure collection video. Just behind this door is my entire Star Wars action figure collection. I think right now I have 500 to 600 figures loose and a couple more cartridges. So we're gonna go take a look and check it out. Alright, so here's what I have on the ground. I have two shelves as well. Here's one of them, some books, some other stuff. But anyways, we're gonna go over here and take a start. So maneuver around all this stuff and get to, we're going to start with my Jabba the Hutt action figure collection. So this collection building up over a couple of years slowly, but yeah, really like it. So over here I have like Efant Mon, some notables, Slice Noodles right there, Rappertoonie, Droopy McCool, Max Rebo, all that, Whiffid back there, Jaquil. This collection I have pretty much every figure in except for some of the Skiffguard TVC doubles. So, but I have all the Klaatu Barada Nikto pack, 3-pack, and several others. So in the middle here we got some of the dancers, and off to the side we have some Jawas, some Gamorrean guards back here, Bib Fortuna, and Monoman, I think that's how you say it. Tessic, some other guys, Hermie Odal, Greedo, and a Ishitib figure right there. Sorry, I had to think about the name for a second. Some of these are pretty rare names, or hard to remember. So anyways, up here we have my Return to the Jedi poster, looking good. Empire Strikes Back one right here with a ton of glare on it from my light fan going, but it's a pretty cool poster anyways. And then here we got a New Hope poster, looking good. So moving down, I have some books right here. See on the left I have a Character Encyclopedia figure collection book right here with the orange right here. This one, I really like that one. And then some more books. Moving on down here, I have my Empire / First Order TIE Fighter set. So I have diorama, I should say. Sorry, I'm going to move this light so you can see it a little better in there. I have a vintage mail-away figure, the Emperor Palpatine. I have all these stormtroopers on the right are vintage, except for the scout trooper in the far back. But all the other scout troopers and all the others are vintage. So the two AT-AT pilots back there are vintage. Some of these officers are. 2 red guards are not, but yeah, that Vader's also not, but that's a really good Vader. So, yep, and that TIE Fighter is First Order, so yeah, it's a lot cheaper than the Imperial model ones these days, because they're older and some vintage and stuff, so yeah. Anyways, got that. Then moving on to over here, I have more Empire stuff, and I'm going to move the light again so we can try to see in there. But generally my collection is more lit up when I use natural light, except there's a huge glare on the camera. So I'm not opening my window up, but when I open it up, for me at least, I can enjoy it all in full light, so it's not generally super dark. But up here I have a snowtrooper piloting my ATST, vintage ATST, vintage Darth Vader, vintage officer, some other stuff, vintage Dewback, which is really cool. That stormtrooper's pretty yellowed, but yeah, it's all good. So we got some stuff, and then this is a Bluetooth speaker back here, Star Destroyer, so I like that. And then, yeah. So moving down to the left, this is my Tatooine Scum and Pod Racers, Bounty Hunters, whatever you want to call it. This is that shelf. So, start off, I have the Bounty Hunter lineup from Empire Strikes Back right here. So you see Zuckuss on the right, then moving on to Forlom, then Bosk, then IG-88, Boba, and then Dengar. I forget if that's the exact lineup that I have in the movie, but it's something like that, and it's all the right characters, so I'm going to just call it good. And then behind them, you can see I have like Dirge and Embo, Cad Bane, some Mandalorians right here, and then I have Dice Ibagon right here I just got. Here's some Pod Racers, the Pod Racer flags, Death Watch guy in the back there with his speeder. And then yeah, that's pretty much this shelf. So moving on down, I have some more Scum Tatooine type stuff. These ones are more vintage laden. You can see this Zuckuss. The whole people in the lineup here are all vintage, except I don't have Forlom vintage, so yeah, but the lineup's not very clear, but you can see like Zuckuss and IG-88 and Dengar, Bobo, all that. But you see I have Hammerhead, I have Walrus Man, Walrus Man, Ponda Bobo, I'm just going to call him by his name. Anyways, Rodian Mechanic there, Yopi, yeah, there's Princess Shizor, got some cool ones down here. So moving back up to the right, because I missed this one, this is my First Order and Last Jedi collection, so I am not a huge Last Jedi fan. I didn't like how they treated Luke in that movie. I can do a video on it if you want. Just comment it down below if you want me to do a video about why I didn't like The Last Jedi. But it's pretty controversial, so anyways. But I didn't collect very many of those figures. I collected a lot of Force Awakens, though. I really liked Force Awakens. And, yeah. So I have like my First Order right here, Kylo, Phasma, all of them, Flame Trooper, Hux. In the middle is like my Jakku scum, kind of like last one, but not even all Jakku, just scum. And then the Resistance / Rebellion over here, because it's kind of a rehash, but it's all good. Anyways, yeah, that's that. I also really like this Luke figure. I don't know. I didn't like The Last Jedi, but I really like the Luke figure, so I like it. Anyways, moving down, we have my Wookiee and Gungan armies. So I say armies, it's like 6 figures. Is it 6? I think it's 8. 8 figures for Wookiees. I don't know how many Gungans. But yeah, I have all my Wookiees here. I have some notables as Tarfal in the bottom right, or bottom left, sorry. Chewbacca. I have several Wookiee warriors, Wookiee gunner, and I have the Wookiee flying ship. I don't know what the name for it is. And then 2 Ewoks down here. And then right here I have my Gungans, so I have Jar Jar. Another Jar Jar. I think this Jar Jar's riding a Kaibuck. No, that's not a Kaibuck, is it? I don't remember what that's called, because the Kaibuck's what Yoda rides. Anyways, here's an OPC killer. And I have Boss Nass right here. Jar Jar with this cannon. Some other stuff. Yeah, that cannon's not in the movie, though, I don't think. So, yeah, well, whatever. Right here, OPC killer. Just mentioned that. Sorry about the shadows. I just put my head in front of the light. Here is 2 carded Power of the Force 2 figures. I don't know, they're not worth anything, but I like them. So yeah. Then moving down, you can see, sorry, I'm like feet resting on these, but there's a bunch of Power of the Force 2 card backs. I had my feet resting on them when I was filming, but I'm going to resort those out as soon as I get the chance to. Then moving on, right here is my Sith Lords collection, and I'm not a huge Sith collector guy. I like collecting Jedi infinitely more, but for the Sith I do have, they're pretty cool. I have Darth Maul, a couple Darth Vaders, Emperor Palpatine, Count Dooku, Palpatine Dark Empire, which is a really cool one, the clone, and then right here, Slave 1. I picked this thing up for dirt cheap at a Toys R Us sale. I got that Slave 1 for, believe it or not, 25 cents at a Toys R Us sale somehow. And it's not the big one, it's the one that holds just one figure, but it's still sick for 25 cents. That's insane. Anyways, moving on. Here's some books and some Delta 17 Jedi Starfighters. In order from left to right is Obi-Wan Kenobi's, Anakin's, and Plo Koon's. Right here we have several books. This is all 3 novelizations of the original trilogy right there. And then just several Legends books. I'm reading the New Jedi Order series right now. I got most of those dialed in. I think I have 9 of them, but the rest aren't right here. But yeah, I have the Thrawn trilogy too right here. And then, yeah, pretty cool. And then this bag is actually one of a kind. My grandmother made it for me. Well, for my dad, actually, when he was younger. So this was made in the 70s, 80s, I would say, I think. My dad gave it to me, and so I really like it. It's really cool. Moving on, I have 3 more Power of the Force, or 4 more Power of the Force card backs. Again, not worth anything. I just like the way they look to fill up the empty spaces. So yeah, pretty cool. Alright, now moving on to this shelf. So I'm going to not start with the Jedi. I'm going to skip that and come back to it. Here I just have some posters / card backs to cover up some other non-Star Wars related stuff. Just books, stuff that I have. But yeah, and then moving down here, I have my Hoth Rebels. So I have, on the left here, a bunch of vintage Hoth Troopers. They're all vintage. And then all the X-Wing pilots you see in here are vintage as well. Vintage is also the Wampa and the Tauntaun with the vintage Hoth Luke riding on it. Right here, I just got some army building going on with Hoth Troopers, or Hoth Rebels. I want to make a display with them eventually, fighting like a Hoth battle. But I don't have the AT-AT, which is unfortunately very expensive right now. And it's only going to go up. So I don't know if I'll ever get it, but hopefully I do eventually, if I can find a really good deal. But anyways, that's the Hoth Rebels. And then moving on to the right, I have basically the rest of the Rebel Alliance. So we have like Endor type stuff right here. I have 2 prune faces, Lando, vintage Lando on the right, some other stuff, Admiral Akbar, random escape pod back there. And then I didn't collect any Rogue One figures, so I just kind of sprinkled them in here. So I have like Moroff and that guy, I forget his name, Chirrut right there. And then on the right here is the main crew from A New Hope, all vintage. So I have Chewie, Leia, C-3PO, R2, Han, Smallhead Han, Leia, Luke, and then Lando, and R5-D4 sitting on the front because couldn't find a spot for him in the front otherwise. Alright, moving down is my Grievous's. It's a little dark in here. I gave this a shelf just because I couldn't find a spot for the ship for Grievous's Starfighter and Grievous's Wheelbike. I don't normally keep my collection displayed like this. Most of it I keep in these bins. I'll show you, they're under my desk right now. I keep it in those bins organized in a specific way so they don't get damaged or anything. But I'll shine a light in there. I don't know if it helps you see, but there they are. And this Grievous up here, this vintage collection, I really like him. He's super cool. And yeah, so moving to the left, some more CIS type stuff, Separatists. I have, put more light on that too, I have a AAT tank driven by Geonosis battle droid, as well as tactical droid in the back, four droidicas right here, several Geonosis droids, 2 Clone Wars droids, and Worm Loathsome, the commander from the Battle of Christophsis in the first Clone Wars movie. Moving on down, I have some droids on the right and some senators and politicians on the left. This is kind of my miscellaneous section, I would say, for things that I couldn't really put anywhere else, couldn't find a spot to, or just didn't want to integrate into other things. But over here you can see I have some Nemoidian Trade Federation type people. I didn't know a word to call them, but Trade Federation, I guess. Then I have Orn Free Ta. I have 2 Ugnaughts, Cam Droid, if you can see it. But anyways, moving on to the right, I have Emperor Palpatine, or not Emperor, I guess Chancellor at that point, and several astromechs right here. There's 5 of them, R4P17, and that's the only one I know out of these names, except for R5D4 on the right. But anyways, some protocol droids here that were from Build-A-Droid Disney Star Tours thing, before Galaxy's Edge was a thing. Here's some more Star Tours droids, another Star Tour droid. And I noticed one of my Jedi must have taken a big fall off the top. I'm going to put him up there in just a sec when we get back to it. But anyways, here's just random things I couldn't place anywhere else as well. Got my Kenner 1998, I believe, Rancor, Jabba Glob from Phantom Menace, and a Ronto from the A New Hope Special Edition. Alright, now I'm going to put this guy back up, this Jedi back up to the top here, and go over my Jedi collection, because there's not a better time to do it than now. So quickly, I think I had him over on this side. Alright, I'm not going to give him his lightsaber right now, because I don't want to knock everything over while I'm filming, but... Alright, so starting from left to right, I think is what we'll do. I have Pablo Jill here. I'm not going to go through everyone, because I have a lot of Jedi. I think there's close to 50. Obviously I don't have everything, but I have several. I have several, meaning 50. So here's Pablo Jill, right behind Anakin, Sebastian Shaw Anakin, Quinlan Voss, Sora Bulk, Volvith Mon back there, the wolf guy, Master Seb is the weak way. I have Xiu Choi is the Alina, I want to say, is that their species? I don't recall. Anyways, Agent Kolar and Eth Koth, there's an Obi-Wan Kenobi back there, a couple Obi-Wan Kenobis back there. Stacey Tin, as he appears in... What line is it? I don't remember. Phantom Menace line? I want to say. Maybe not. Qui-Gon Jinn. Some Geonosis Jedi. Phi Search is the one right there. And then we have Ronin Shrine, Luminar Unduli, Kit Fisto, Evan Peel, Yoda, Asherad Het with 2 lightsabers, Coleman Trebor, Kit Fisto, Joe Castaneo, Anakin, 2 Plo Koons in the back. I have Joe Claude Denva, Mace Windu. Here's Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is my favorite figure. Believe it or not, this Obi-Wan Kenobi right here is. And then with a close second being this Kikrook. I really like this Kikrook figure. I got him for a good deal last Christmas, and he's really great. I like this figure quite a bit. So, moving down, Cade Skywalker. Kikrook kind of trained him. And then moving over here, we have, what's her name? Bolter Swan, that's her name. Bolter Swan, Opa Rancisis, Roth Delmasona, Sarissa Jang, Bastila Shan, Roran Korob, Galen Merrick, Valma Odama, Anakin, Ail Sekiras, Yarl Poof, Barris Offie, and Sefjet Josal. And by the way, I'm not reading a list of all these names. I'm just a really big Star Wars geek, and so I make sure I know all my named figures' names. I'm kind of a geek, but I think I can name every single one of these Jedi, if I try to, without a reference. So, yeah. Anyways, let's move on from that now and go down to what I have sitting on the floor. Again, I normally don't keep my stuff displayed this way on the floor everywhere. But for now I do, just so I can have it all displayed and make this video for you guys, because I don't have room to display it all in shelves, unfortunately. So eventually though, I think I'll get some room eventually. But yeah. I'll start right here with the Millennium Falcon. So this is the Force Awakens Millennium Falcon because it's a lot cheaper than the older one. I'm just setting up some of the figures because they all fell over, it appears. But But yeah, Force Awakens, Chewbacca here. I kind of set it up with a New Hope setup, so R2, 3PO, Luke Skywalker laying down on the ground there, and then Han, and Old Ben. I really like this Old Ben right here as well. You can't see his face, but I like him as well. And then I think I also have a random Finn figure locked away in there, but that's not in the movies. And then in the cockpit, I guess I don't have anyone in the cockpit. I thought I had someone in the cockpit, but whatever. This ship's also kind of cool. It has some random smuggling compartments as well. I mean, they're what I'm calling them. They were actually just whole Nerf bullets for the giant gun thing that's right here that isn't in the movies, but it's still a cool Falcon. I like it. I appreciate the effort of making it, and it's a little less expensive than the other one, so I got it. Anyways, going on to the Grand Army of the Republic over here. I have several vehicles for this. So starting off over here, I have a small walker. I don't recall the name. I have a ATTE right here, with just some basic white clone troopers on the top of it, and a ARF trooper right here. Have a little speeder here, another speeder that came out of the Republic gunship. My 327th Legion with Cody, so I guess 212th, 327th, same thing basically. Not really, but you know what I mean. So, and then Commander Bly on the front here. And then I have a second Bly in here somewhere up on the top. This is the really good Bly. I like this Bly. Going down in here, I have my Republic shuttle with some figures in here. I like this green guy right here too. He's really cool. But I have Commander Gree on one of the guns because I didn't have another basic 41st trooper. Here is Red Eye and Mixer and Red Eye. And then Snow Rex, Normal Rex, and yeah. Here's the Wolf Pack, just 4 of them. Well, I have Wolf, I have Boost, I have Sinker, and I have a random clone trooper. Here's a Bark Speeder without a Bark Trooper, but I put a random 212 trooper on it. Here is Boyle, I want to say, maybe it's Waxer on this ATRT, but yeah. And then right here is V-19 with Oddball piloting it, and another ATTE with Coruscant Guard troopers on it and a basic white trooper. One of these ATTEs and the Republic gunship, or Republic shuttle I should say, I actually bought off my brother for a pretty low price. That's why I have them, or else I wouldn't have been able to afford those two. But yeah. Anyways, I have some more card backs. I don't remember what this line's called. I could probably read it. Attack the Clones. Off the Attack the Clones card backs. Wait, hang on. Oh, I guess this is Return of the Jedi and A New Hope. I don't know. These movie card backs, I don't remember what they're called. Moving right here, I have an MTT. I have some commando droids, commando droid, 2 more commando droids, 4 super battle droids, this droid from the Battle of Castrasis, I don't remember what it's called, Gunnox that I was talking about earlier. I have 2 STAP fighters, STAPs I guess, 2 Geonosians, and a Spider Assassin droid. Moving up here is an Octuptara droid. This is one of the ones with blasters and not virus shooters. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then moving over for a minute, I've got a Hyena Bomber right here, which does stand up on its legs. I just have it in the folded up position right now. I have a Buzz Droid chip thing, Droid Tri-Fighter, so I believe it's called. And a Crab Droid right here. And then in the MTT, you can see there's 16 battle droids in here that came with it. And then up here is the 3 drivers. And then the other one is crawling right there, so climbing right there, I should say. So, yeah, I believe that is it for my Star Wars collection. I have, like I said, I have upwards of 500 figures. I think I have 500 to 600 loose figures here, and several carded ones. Sorry, I'm trying to just sliding. Anyways, but I've been collecting these figures for 10 years. It's a lot of figures. I'm really glad to have them all, and I'm very fortunate, but thank you for taking a look at my collection. I appreciate it, and see you in the next video. Have a good one. May the Force be with you. Bye.